Thank you, Chair. Let me just say, the reason that so many of us are concerned about domestic violence, violent extremism, is because over the last 5 years, more Americans have been killed by racially and ethnically motivated mass casualty events than by events connected with foreign terrorism on U.S. soil. That's not to say that we should lose focus on the foreign terror threats as well, but the list is extensive. El Paso, Buffalo, Charleston, Orlando, the list goes on, and the victims of those attacks matter. I would also thank my Republican colleagues for their concern about the strength of the U.S. dollar. I will take that as a sign that the brinksmanship over raising the debt ceiling will end in the interest of national security, although I'm not optimistic. But turning the focus back to Afghanistan, listen, I think Mr. Goldman said it well. Accountability is important, but accountability does not begin in January of 2021. There is a larger story here that if we are going to draw lessons for the future and how to do better, we have to be mindful of. So let me just be clear about this. Dr. Schroden, when the Trump-Taliban deal was signed, attacks by the Taliban against the Afghan security forces and police went up by an average of 70% a day. In the ensuing months, did President Trump or his administration ever say that, well, maybe we should slow down or rethink this deal, slow down our troop withdrawals, reconsider, push back the timeline in light of the fact that Taliban attacks were going up instead of down?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. To your knowledge,
So never once the gun violence in New York City.
during that period of the drawdown, when the Taliban successfully recaptured 217 of Afghanistan's 407 districts, did the Trump administration ever say, wait a minute, maybe we should reconsider, slow down the troop withdrawals?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. When it became clear that Afghan nationals who risked their own lives to help the United States in our mission were not being protected from Taliban retribution, was there ever any indication from the Trump administration that they were rethinking the terms of their deal?
I'm not aware of them rethinking the terms of the deal, no.
No. And when President Biden inherited this withdrawal and made the decision to delay the deadline for moving all U.S. troops by, I believe it was 5 months, the former president did not say that this was a reasonable step to protect U.S. service members and our Afghan allies. He, in fact, criticized President Biden for moving back the deadline. So looking forward, what lessons can we draw here? We have talked about the importance of having a screening process in place to remove potentially special immigrant visa eligible individuals who have assisted the United States from foreign theaters. One of the things that, to my understanding, did not happen in advance was the Department of Defense did not share its full list of individuals that could be CIV eligible with the Department of Homeland Security, which was tasked with screening these individuals. That is certainly a lesson that we should learn from going forward. We also need to make sure that, as we discussed in our previous round of questioning, we explore all options for monitoring and eliminating terrorist threats emanating from Afghanistan for whatever means are at our disposal, given the fact that the withdrawal deal did not include a provision to allow for intelligence gathering or operations in Afghanistan in order to neutralize terrorist threats. So I want to thank our witnesses for your service to our country. I want to thank you for offering proactive ideas for how we can mitigate terror threats emanating from Afghanistan and around the world on a go-forward basis. I know that all of us, despite our differences here, take that responsibility seriously. We want to protect Americans, and we want to make sure that we do it in a way that is comprehensive and effective. And with that, I'll yield back.